Welcome back, house guests, to Backdoors and Blindsides, a competition reality TV podcast currently recapping Big Brother 27, Week 4, episodes 11, 12, and 13. Holy shit, what a week.
What a friggin' week.
True great week of this season. I am your host, Matt, joined by my wife and co-host, Meg. Hello.
Hello. Let's dive right into it. So we're going to address the Adrian vote fallout from last week. We're going to cover Rylie getting his HOH and then getting immediately yoinked away from him by Mickey. We are going to get Keanu winning another veto. Third one in a row.
Compies.
Remarkable. And then we're going to get Rylie fighting until he's blue in the face to save Kat from being a renom, because Rylie gets put up on a block and he doesn't want to sit up there with his showmance. And we get our first backstab of the season, which is Mickey nominating Jimmy as a replacement nom.
We definitely complained the last couple of episodes about how bored we've been with the noms, with the gameplay. They certainly proved us wrong, or at least they gave us something to think about. I guess shout out production for listening to our show, taking all of our notes and bringing it to the studio, to the CBS studios.
Our biggest fan, Big Brother production itself. So
let's start with the immediate fallout of Adrian's eviction last week.
So the biggest thing that comes out of Adrian's eviction is Ava's playing this game. Ava's playing. She's playing.
I have my very last note of my show sheet. Is Ava a master player?
I mean, she's definitely showing a little bit more of her colors this week, which I like. We still get the bloopers. We still get her spitting out drinks. We get her sitting on the hammock and knocking over Mickey's bowl and breaking it in half. We get her slipping in the veto competition. But she kind of lays down the law at the veto competition, and she was kind of the reason, or one of the main players that kind of, I don't want to use the word control, but it was almost like she alerted Vince and Zach, like, hey guys, you better not be voting to save Adrian because you're going to be on the wrong side of the vote.
We said on the last show that we were shocked that Vince and Zach both voted to evict Adrian.
Yep.
We thought that he was their boy, and that was something to chew on, something to try and figure out where that came from. Sunday's episode, episode 11 of the show, we begin by showing 7 hours prior to eviction, Ava in a room with Vince and Zach, and Ava knows how the entire house is voting. Every single player in the game, she knows their vote, and she says there are 4 voting to keep Adrian: Rylie, Catherine, Keanu, and Kelly.
She's got the lay of the land.
My jaw dropped. I mean, I know that she's tight with everyone, right? Like, she's the only person that really doesn't have enemies, or maybe now she does with Keanu, but like, she has really been playing a lo-fi kind of in the background game, or we even questioned if she was playing at all.
Yeah, she's kind of this goofy character, and like but she owns it. And I was like, all right, okay, Ava, you get it. You play this game. You play it, girl.
I was shocked that she showed that level of honesty with them, because that just tells Vince and Zach, just like the rest of the viewing audience, oh, you're actually playing this game. You know everyone in the house. So if I were them, I would immediately try and rein in a deeper alliance with her, or watch your fucking back, because now I'm nervous around Ava because I realize she might be watching me the entire time. So crazy way to start off the week, revealing that she is a true player. I wonder if we're just going to get little glimpses over the next couple of weeks before there's a crazy move made when she finally wins HOH. I think that's got to be the most interesting HOH possibility at this point. Would be Ava.
Probably, especially if she wins it by the time Keanu is out of the house, because he very quickly made her a target on her mind. So, I
mean, the guy cannot get out of his own way. We'll get more into that when we talk about the veto comp, but it's astounding that Kelly keeps putting herself up, and it's astounding that Keanu keeps giving them reasons to put him up. I mean, no one is really protecting their own game, or at least on the last week.
They're also just not learning anything. They make a mistake and then they do the same one over and over again, both Kelly and Keanu.
Yeah.
And we see a little bit in this last couple episodes where Vince is starting to be like, oh shit, my game might be in jeopardy. And so I am excited future looking to see how Vince plays and maneuvers the game, because this is a reality check for him. And I'm interested to see if he'll actually learn. And I think that makes a really great player, is to learn and adapt and to figure out. Kelly and Keanu aren't doing that. They keep falling in the same rhythm every single week. Kelly, she tries to fall on a sword for this like equity building with different people, but she's not in an alliance with any of them except for Vince. But guess what? She throws that right under the bus this week too.
Seriously.
She goes to Zach. This is the fallout still of the Adrian eviction. She goes to Zach and she goes, yeah, like basically fuck Vince. I had a final 2 with him.
Yeah, she tells him to get lost.
Straight to Zach's base. She tells him that she had a final 2 with Vince. So that's done.
Well, and it
He's
looks
done.
like she was moving out of a common area, one of the bedrooms, because she feels maybe alienated or definitely separated from Vince. And she tells him no thank you. He wants to talk game with her. He wants to figure out whatever's next, or at least apologize. And she shuts him down.
Yeah.
She turns him away. So, I mean, that's actually showing her.
She goes, you can fuck right off, Vince.
Well, she's
I
standing
don't
up
want
for
to hear it
herself
from you today.
in that moment, right?
Yeah.
Like, she is drawing lines for herself. So I think there's hope for her game yet. I'm not going to say that she's winning off of blind luck.
Matt's a huge Kelly fan.
But I'm not a huge Kelly fan.
He's a huge Kelly guy.
I think that
he wants to see her go far. It's because he has a thing for designers.
That's true.
So he's like, oh, she's a web designer. So that's kind of like
Statistically, I date the most designers and marry them.
Exactly.
But I do think she deserves to play. And
does she?
I think so. I think that the way she's been bounced around by all these people in the house.
What do you mean she deserves to play? She has been self-nominating for 3 weeks in a row.
She didn't self-nominate this time, though.
No, but why wouldn't you just nominate her anyway? I don't think Mickey's in the wrong for nominating her, but we're not even there yet. We got shit to get through. We have an HOH situation happening.
We do. It is a situation.
It's a whole. I love the setup of this week's HOH because it was friggin' messy. It was messy, and I loved it.
We have the balance beam comp, pretty common one, right?
Pretty straightforward, but the way they set it up is very interesting this season.
Yeah, because it was almost like it was team-based.
Team-based schoolyard picks. You get to see how people are choosing certain people and for what reasons, and craziness ensues.
Before we get
so much drama in one competition.
Yes, exactly. Well, before we get to our victor, we go back to Keanu continuing to get in his own way. He has the opportunity, I think, because he wins like the first leg or something like that.
Correct.
He has an opportunity to remove 4 people from the competition, and like without even hiding the malice and the aggression behind his decisions, he points Will, Ashley, Mickey, and Morgan. And again, you're just, I know that you have to eliminate people. At least pretend to think about it. At least give them like a, sorry guys, I hope you understand. No, he basically tells them to get fucked.
Yeah, I mean, he knows where the lines are, right? He knows it's the whole house against him. So I don't think he really cares anymore.
Yeah, but how many times is he going to be able to win veto?
I mean, so far, so good.
I guess,
right?
I guess Tucker brought that confidence every week, right? He said, put me up. I don't care. I'm going to win.
And actually,
it worked until, like week 7 for him.
For the stat people out there, Jag, winner from a couple seasons ago, he was the one, he's the one currently who's holding the veto record. He won 7 in his season.
And Keanu's won 3?
3.
Technically 3. But
he's worn
one of those
the veto
is Casey's
3
victory.
times.
Yeah. I wonder if they'll count that. I assume they wouldn't.
They definitely would because he did win the power up though.
Sure.
Still, so
he played the power up, which got him the win. That
right,
makes sense.
And like it wasn't a lock that Casey was going to win for him, right? So, okay, whatever. And then before that, it was oh my gosh, I'm blanking on the guy's name, but he the second place is 6. Michael.
Okay.
Michael from few more seasons ago.
So clearly he has defined himself as a physical comp beast.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, who could stand toe to toe with him? Maybe Zach. Zach came close, right? Rylie also, well, I mean, Rylie ends up ultimately winning, but it seems like Rylie has kind of brought himself forward in the physical side of competitions as well. I feel like the 3 of them are the best contenders for, whatever comes next, the wall or the spinning wheel of death or whatever may come after that.
And speaking of Keanu completely calling them out and trying to just throw them under the bus, get them out of the game. They thought in the first round when they had to pick their groups, their 3 different groups, there was going to be one odd man out, and they thought they were just going to sideline Kelly for this HOH. And really, Big Brother production was like, fuck you, house guests. We're actually going to move Kelly on immediately to the second round.
Yeah.
So everyone in the house had egg on their face. And I truly was standing up clapping for Kelly in that moment because I'm like,
oh, now you're her biggest fan.
no, but like she was against all odds. No one wanted her on her team, which like I can sympathize with,
That's when I say she deserves to play. Like,
oh,
she
in that
deserves
moment,
to
yeah.
be a part of that shit.
Yeah, she deserves to be a part of that.
Like, she's not making enemies the way that Keanu's making enemies or Jimmy's making enemies.
No, not outright, but she's going snaking around and slithering in the house.
She's got to tighten up a little bit.
She's got to tighten up. We got to tighten it up. So, basically, yeah, Keanu sidelines 4 people after he wins. And in round 2, Rachel Rylie leeches on to Keanu like I have never seen before. She grabs his arm and she says, I'm on Keanu's team because Keanu just won the last round.
How often does that happen?
Never.
Never?
Not to that physical extent.
Well, all right, look, let's just get that out of the way now. There's a lot of takes online. There's a lot of upset about the physicality and the way that Rachel acted. I'm not interested in getting into that.
No.
But it's the gesture itself of in front of everyone saying, I'm siding with this person who we're pretty sure everyone hates. And my biggest allies definitely hate. So really interesting. I mean, I think we'll get to the end of this week. I think Rachel is showing desperation.
Absolutely.
I don't think she knows what to do.
She's fighting from the bottom right now.
That's a moment of panic, like true panic. We said Mickey was getting squirrely last week. Rachel is getting squirrely.
Yes, but in the same breath, the reason that she grabbed onto Keanu so hard is that she wanted a chance to be again on the winning team like Keanu just was.
Sure.
So she wanted him as an ally in that moment to then get her further. But let's not be confused. If Rachel won that competition, Keanu's ass was going right up on the block. This was not like a play of friendship and like, I want to be on my friend's team. No, it was like she saw how she would have done that to anyone. If anyone played the game the way that he did and came in so hot winning, she would have leached onto them too.
Yeah.
So it didn't matter.
Yeah, I think that it's just because it was so public and like that is showing, I don't know if it's showing weakness, but it definitely shows that you're not confident in your ability to win.
Yeah.
Right? And so
No,
I just
sure.
think that the cracks are forming around Rachel right now. And
She's going to go in the path of least resistance.
Sure.
So if Keanu can win a round for her, she doesn't care. She wants that. It's the same reason why she didn't vote a sympathy vote for Amy, because she's like, path of least resistance. I can't throw a sympathy vote because I don't want to be on the wrong side of the house. So she's just taking the path of least resistance, which she has to do.
Yeah,
she has to play
sense.
a minimizing game. She's minimizing her target over and over and over again until she becomes a little speck in the Big Brother house and people forget about her.
Yeah. It's her best move right now.
Yeah, that's all she has.
I mean, it's because she said, I think it was after Amy went home, like she's struggling. She's not, this is not the same game that she's played a couple of times. We've got what, 13, 14 extra years of gameplay and history that people have studied and brought into this game. It's just like why I think Survivor is so interesting right now is like now the people who are playing Survivor and Big Brother for that matter have watched these shows their entire lives.
Except if you're Keanu.
Unless you're Keanu. Unless you just get really lucky because you're a big jacked fucking DM.
Yeah.
that gets a TV deal. And I mean, honestly, like good for him. I don't think that they have to pull Big Brother historians to play on this show. No. It clearly...
You just need to watch a few seasons, I think.
It's clearly to your advantage to be a little more aware of how the game can play out, at least.
And we see Rachel latching on to Keanu, but that's not who she should have latched on to.
No.
She should have latched on to Rylie because Rylie is the one who ends up winning this competition.
Good for him. We finally get like some real Rylie on the show.
Well,
he's been kind of in the shadows lately.
He has been playing like this. It has been a roller coaster up and down for him. And he goes from being on the bottom of the Adrian vote. He's probably like, oh shit, like I'm not in a good position with the house right now. Neither is Catherine. Both of us voted to evict a person that's still in the house. It was a landslide vote. What the hell? They were kind of blindsided for it. He goes to the high of winning HOH. So he's kind of walking around with his, shoulders back and standing a little straighter. And he's excited to get into the HOH bed with Kat finally. And it all comes crumbling down so hard and fast.
Did you feel bad for him? I felt terrible for him.
Yeah. Listen, I'm not rooting for the guy. But I'm okay. So this season of Big Brother, and I think maybe it's because we're doing the show. Usually in Big Brother, Survivor, Amazing Race, whatever we're watching, Traders, I'm sitting there, I'm looking at the cast. And from the first episode, I'm like, I want that person to win. Mm-hmm. And, maybe there's a collection of people like I like, this group or like this person from this side, this person from that side. But I'm really angling for this person to win. I'm rooting for them. Yeah. I feel like I'm not really doing that this season to the fullest extent. And I'm kind of like, a football girlfriend being like, go sports, where I'm just like, go reality TV, make something interesting happen. I'm salivating over another Keanu Jimmy blow up. I'm salivating over the fact that Rachel's still in this house and these people are so stupid to not get her out. Like, I am rooting for the show, and I'm very excited to watch the show as a whole. And I think that's a different perspective than I've had in the past, where I'm like, okay, this person's my person. I'm living vicariously through them. They have to win. Otherwise, the rest of the show is going to be miserable if they go home. But I'm not playing like that this time or watching like that.
I mean, it's like wrestling, right? Wrestling's a lot easier to enjoy if you just pick one of the two people on the screen and say, I want that person to win. But if you've got to review the whole product, then you've got to be thinking in greater picture of what does this mean for the storylines? What does this mean for this person's, brand, this character, and where like the direction the company is heading in, basically. It's interesting how doing a show like this can really change the way that you consume the product.
Absolutely.
Which also just happens to be quadrupling the amount of content that we do consume because live feeds are on basically 24/7.
Yeah, I knew for sure that I had you in Big Brother, wrapped up in Big Brother, obviously, because we're doing this podcast. But a couple weeks ago, I flipped on live feeds and you lean in and you're like, wait, who's on the hammock? Who do we have on the hammock? And I'm like, oh, he wants to know what's happening on the hammock, the skinny that's going down there, which is like where it always goes down. So I was like, oh, he's in for the long haul.
That is where gameplay is talked.
Yes.
Why do you think that is? Is it just because it's like the furthest corner in the house?
Furthest corner, you can see everybody, see people come in and out.
You're looking up instead of at each other. You're not. It looks more casual, I guess.
It's comfortable.
It looks more intensive. Less intensive, rather.
The soothing sway of the hammock.
Yeah.
Or Ava riding it like she's on a magic carpet.
The soothing sway, or the
violent earthquake shake Ava.
The high-speed winds through Arabia.
Yeah, pretty much.
So Rylie wins HOH, and then it is yanked right out from under him. And we saw Mickey contemplate whether this was a good week to use her power or not, which she was also considering last week.
Well, you know who fucked it up for Rylie?
Yeah?
Keanu.
Well, let's get into that.
Keanu marches his little way into a conversation with Mickey, and I really don't know who was there. I can't remember, but it doesn't matter because he told Mickey and a couple other people that he thinks Rylie is gunning for Mickey, Morgan, and Ashley.
Do you think that he had any real intention with that, or was that just to like protect his own ass?
Yeah, I think he was just protecting his own ass. I think
that's a move.
Yeah,
it's something.
I mean, not a good one, but it's something that you did in the Big Brother house. I don't know how well that worked out for him. But Mickey gets a tip off from Keanu, and she's like, I got to use this power.
Right.
There's no doubt. I have to use it right now.
She goes into panic mode, and all of a sudden she's pulling in Rachel and telling Rachel about her power, saying, I'm not going to put you up. I need you to lie for me. Here's what's going to happen. In a couple minutes, Riley's going to get to interview each and every single one of us. I need you to throw him off my scent. Great move.
Oh, because Rachel's going to ride for her. Rachel's like, great, I can actually do something I have control over in this game.
Absolutely. Yeah. And she's
and
smart.
Morgan already knows.
Yes.
And then Ashley also gets pulled in.
Yeah, it's kind of amazing how she just weaseled her way into figuring that out and being part of that team.
Oh yeah.
I don't think she's long for this game.
I think she's in a lot better position now after
think
this
so?
week.
Okay.
Yeah, I do.
Okay. So Mickey uses her power. We get the alarm. The alarm goes off. We find out Rylie hasn't even moved his stuff into the room yet.
It's outside of the room,
Oh.
like piled up on like a chaise lounge.
It's like waiting to be let in, waiting to like get the official. Do you think they told him, "Hey, you can't go in yet.
Yeah.
We're doing something really special for you.
Yeah.
You can't go in yet." Oh, it's
Yeah,
fucking brutal.
it was pretty sad. Just as like a, someone watching a player in general, like all thoughts on Rylie aside, like what happened to him, it sucked.
I don't think Rylie is a villain on this show. So I don't think that has he done anything to like really fuck someone over? I don't think he has.
No, he's just like,
He's weird.
I can't explain it.
He's weird.
He's got a little slime to him,
But he's
a little
not
stickiness.
But he's not attacking people the way that Jimmy is, the way that
Yeah.
Keanu is, the way that that Rachel can kind of get in someone's face too, right?
Kinda. I mean, she does.
right,
If she's
like,
provoked,
and
she will lash out.
She comes in sort of like intending to play as a villain because that's her kind of her whole bit over the last couple of years. So I guess that's why I feel bad for him is like I'm not trying to see him get fucked over, at least at this point in the game. And who knows what did he ever actually say like who his noms would have been?
Yes, his noms would have been
Yeah,
Mickey,
the same group.
Ashley,
Yeah.
and Morgan.
Right.
He would have not, and Keanu maybe not wouldn't have even seen the block. So Keanu kind of shot himself in the foot. I
He's
think.
overplaying.
He's
Like,
overplaying.
he's like we're
Well, 'cause he
we're
doesn't know how to
allies.
play.
Right.
He's playing
and
from the bottom.
He
so.
seems to have something going on with Rylie. I mean, they've had more than a couple moments together. I haven't heard any whisperings of like a final two yet. I mean, I think it's pretty clear that Riley's final two would be Catherine. But
Yeah.
I don't think he cares about winning at this point, or at least he hasn't made it seem like he wants to win. It seems
No.
like he just wants to get the two of them further along in the game.
Yeah, he thinks he's on The Bachelorette and he's trying to
So
win the girl.
HOH interrogation falls into play, and Rylie gets 3 minutes with each house guest to figure out who it was. At this point, more than a couple players are pretty certain that Mickey
It's
was
Mickey.
the
It's
one.
Mickey. It's Mickey. It's Mickey. It's Ashley.
Well, and I think
Idiot.
the biggest factor in that debate was Zach. And Zach
Yeah.
tells the DR, I'm pretty sure Mickey has this power, but I need Mickey to stick around. We're allies. She's good for my game. So he throws Ashley out there to Rylie. And now a couple other people also were bouncing Rylie around bouncing Ashley around. And I think ultimately it's Zach's call because he's the one that's like very definitively like, it's Ashley. Everyone else is kind of dancing around. Well, it could be this person. It could be that person. I just don't want to be the one to go up. So I'm just trying to play it cool.
Yeah, we do see Zach play a little bit here.
Yes, that's a real move. And sure enough, Rylie goes downstairs, accuses Ashley, and then Mickey stands up from the couch and announces that she was the one who uses the power.
I don't think she would have been able to pull it off as well if she did not involve a group in this whole situation.
Yeah.
Which I am usually anti, don't share anything with anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Don't share, you have a hidden immunity idol on Survivor with anyone. Don't share, like pretend like you have nothing and you're not hiding anything and forget you even have it until you need it. But I think Mickey telling Morgan early on was maybe a mistake because they kind of had their tiff and potential falling out, and this seemed to kind of get them back on track together. Thank God. But I'm usually anti don't share your secret, but I think in this case, it actually kind of worked to her advantage because Mickey was able to hide a little bit. It's like the magician ball under cup game. You're just shuffling it around,
like the street
basically.
trick, whatever it's called.
Yeah, that game, that's what they were kind of doing. And Ashley played her part. She played her part.
Yeah. And
don't forget, before they revealed that it wasn't Ashley and it was actually Mickey, we had a tiff with Catherine.
That's right. That is a big moment in the show. That's like, look, this week got ugly.
It got
really fucking
ugly
fast because we see that. Yeah, like he finds out that he's being usurped. He immediately starts freaking out. And then Riley's upstairs interviewing everyone in the HOH room. And I think it's Rachel who, or no, it's Ashley. Ashley comes in, she's smiling because she knows that she just pulled it off. Catherine, in front of the whole house, from wrapped up in a blanket on the couch, says something to the effect of like, seriously,
why are you
like,
smiling?
He's in tears and you're smiling
smiling
right now.
about it? Like,
how
what's
dare
wrong?
you? Like you're a mean person, et cetera, et cetera. And Rachel checks her.
Comes to her defense. Comes
Rachel
to Ashley's
says,
defense.
seriously, Catherine, you need to sit down. And
She
Catherine
goes,
quips back,
I am sat.
dude. So going toe to toe with Rachel, impressive. And it's a moment. There's so much tension in the house.
On your Big Brother resume.
And you talk about how when Rachel is tested, she'll bring out the big guns, but not when it's most important, because she knows that she has to keep her cool, because it's essential that Rylie points out the wrong person to further that group's game.
Right.
Really,
Well,
I mean, that's
also,
like,
Rachel didn't really know what to say after that. She's
true.
like, well, maybe time out. You need a timeout. I'm like, Rachel, come on. You have Catherine and you have Jimmy in this house running circles around Rachel's comebacks. And Rachel used to be the comeback queen or the one-liner queen. And she's kind of getting passed by Jimmy and Kat right now.
Cracks in the foundation. It's really... We when she came into the house, and we talked about it on the first episode of the show, we thought that she was going to steamroll her way through the game. That's not what we're seeing right now.
No.
Now, there's plenty of game left. There's plenty of time for her to make some new alliances, deepen the ones that she started. This is not how I thought the season was going to go for her, and that's really, really interesting. So he comes in, he points out Ashley. To this point, he's not aware of what just happened between Rachel and Catherine. And then Mickey reveals herself as the person who dethroned him. And then we get into our second bout of ugliness in, I don't know, a 10-minute, 15-minute span in the house, because Rylie blows his top, calls her a liar, starts bagging up all his shit outside of the room. God, can you imagine what it must have been like having to walk back down the stairs with all your stuff?
The walk of shame. The
That's
ultimate walk of
humiliating.
shame.
That's awful. But right away, she goes up there, and I'm impressed with Mickey. She goes up there, she tries to smooth it out, explain that she's not trying to attack him, but it was a defensive play.
Yeah, and she goes,
not an offensive play.
Yeah, they're in the gym upstairs, and she's like, it was, it's purely a game move, nothing personal. Like, I don't know what to say. I knew I was going to be on the block, and like, he was like, no, it's not a game move. It's not a game move. I'm like, Rylie, let's back up here. Buddy, sit down. You're the one who needs to sit, Rylie. You are on a competition reality TV show. Everything is a game move. Every single thing is a game move. What do you want for breakfast? Pancakes? Okay. Here's a pancake. Game move.
Yes.
I let someone win in a game of pool. Game move. I'm bad at chess. Game move. If I'm really good at chess, I'm not going to be good at chess in the Big Brother house.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I mean, we saw Zay week 1 beating everyone in chess.
He's talking Spanish and
fucking idiot,
killing people in chess and doing all the stuff. And you're gonna minimize. Every interaction's a game move. Every single one.
I would struggle just because I would get so bored, like throwing games and stuff. Like you're in that house for so long. I would want to. I'd come up with fun shit. I'd be like, let's start a pool tournament. Let's start a chess tournament. Let's like pass some time in the house, and then before I know it, I'm giving myself way too much credit as a chess player. First of all, I feel like
when's the last time you played chess?
Whenever one of our friends kicked my ass on vacation, I always think I'm better than I actually am. Same goes for pool.
But yeah, Rylie takes this really personal. He blows up. He gets so upset. He's freaking mad. And then we get the who wants to see my HOH room?
Incredible.
Love this moment. And Mickey's up there crying over the letter she's receiving from her family. And I would be losing my mind if I was sitting as a third party in that room. I would be looking back at Rylie. I'd be looking back at Mickey. I'd be like,
Huge douche chill. I'm looking at my fucking shoes. I'm not looking at either of them. I'm just waiting for her to get through that letter so I can run out to the courtyard and bury my head in the pool.
But he doesn't do that. He says, hey, Mickey, can you come over here and give me a hug? And I was like, oh.
That's what I'm saying.
We don't have poo-poo in our diaper anymore.
Yes.
We've changed the diaper and we are back to playing the game.
Here's what I'll say. I don't know how you can't be hot after being dethroned like that, right? Because there's a lot of, it's not just the gameplay. He's right. you're expecting photos of your loved ones, a letter from your family, some good shit that you don't have to share with anyone else, a bottle of wine, a couple beers, some good snacks, whatever. And
the bed where he can get some ass on.
The bed looks terrific. The HOH bed looks incredible. I just want to spend a night in the room.
Yeah, but you're missing my point.
What's that?
He wants to bang Catherine.
You think that's the whole reason he wants to be HOH?
Yes,
Just so he can get laid?
It's the whole reason why he wanted to remain on the block and not use the veto if he won. Was out of Catherine's best interest.
Well, of course.
But I think it would have been Riley's best interest had he got that HOH room.
So he's getting blue balled, so that's why he blows his top.
Yeah, he's pissed. He's
Mickey.
pissed.
No, I think it was a great, I don't know. I hate to use the word sportsmanship because, like, this is reality TV, baby. You know, we like to get down and dirty. But I think it was a classy move, I guess.
It was.
Right?
It was.
And it's a smart move because he doesn't want to end up like Keanu, who blows their top all the time in the house. Keanu does. Oh, shit. I don't want to be. And we're already close. We're already buddies in the house. I don't want people to start viewing me the way that they're viewing him. I better try and make up fast. And he does. And he's lucky that Mickey is like a very thoughtful and deliberate person because there are some people that may not want to hear him out.
Well, they, in live feeds and stuff, they're praying together, him, Rylie, and Mickey. They seem to connect on a deeper level. Don't forget,
I like that.
When we first came into the house, she was the one who took his cowboy hat, put it on her head.
She was a little steamed for him,
yeah, she was
right?
a little steamed for Rylie. So don't forget that she maybe has a little, maybe potentially a little crush on Rylie based on those couple things that we saw from the very beginning. And obviously that can so far change. He's, so far up Catherine's ass that it doesn't matter who any other woman is in the house.
Player for that matter. So
yeah,
Mickey gets her celebration. Now it's time to figure out noms.
Well, Rylie is squirming now. He's like, he had his little pouty moment and then he's getting back to work, which I can applaud. He's like, oh, fuck, I'm not trying to be sitting on that block. Let me try to make amends with Mickey and let her know that by no means was she ever someone that I was considering and is someone that like I wanted to work with and we could have figured something out. I don't think he was telling the truth. Not for a second. He would have put her ass up there in a heartbeat.
I think regardless of how he handled it, right? Even if he played it totally cool when she took his HOH, I think you have to put him up because you're fucking someone over worse than anyone's been fucked over yet in the house. It's an insurance move. Unless it's someone that you are truly like close with, and then it wouldn't make sense to take their HOH in the first place. Like you have to assume I took this from you. You're gonna come after me.
Right. You're already pissed off at me.
You can't afford to not think about that. So of course she has to put him up. And even though she's like cool about it, she basically tells him that she's gonna put him up.
Yeah.
Like I think you have to realize that's coming, and what you need to do is immediately move on from campaigning not to be put up. Secure those fucking votes, man. Make sure that you are not the primary target for the week.
But I just love a little insult to injury moment. He's like, I'm going to yoink your HOH from you and I'm also going to sit your ass on the block. And he was on the block until eviction night. So he was probably
sweating.
Like, again, like I said, the roller coaster, like the highs and the lows, that it was crazy. No one knows the highs and lows of football, high school football. That's a
Varsity Blues.
No,
that's name shit.
That's a old Riverdale reference.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Right over my head.
Yeah.
The Riverdale podcast will be on the Patreon.
It will not be.
If people pay for it, it will be. We'll do whatever they want.
Okay.
So other two noms, shocker.
We have Keanu back up on the block, which you were talking about how Rylie should have maybe handled a situation a little bit better and tried to start, speaking to Mickey like she's smart and she knows what she's talking about.
Put some respect on your voice.
With some respect. Who does do that, though? Keanu. Shocked. Absolutely shocked. Someone who can spew the most just negativity and accusations and really ruffle feathers. He sits down with Mickey and is like, yeah, I know you're going to put me up. I can't do anything about that. I respect it. Cool. Let's move on. Clear cut. Easy.
I can't figure out. Well, I'll save it for the veto comp, but I'm still really trying to figure out who Keanu is, and that is just another piece of the puzzle falls into place. Like that is very unusual for him, especially with someone that he really has no ties to.
Yeah, but listen. Bad move putting Keanu up.
Why?
By Mickey. Because listen, if you're going to get the comp beast out, the whole reason she says she puts up Rylie, right? She doesn't say anything about, oh, because you were coming after me. She doesn't really cite that as her reason why he's on the block. She cites putting Rylie on the block to get Keanu out.
Yeah.
To go in there, win that veto so we can get Keanu out. Guess what? The more competitions you put Keanu in, the higher probability he is to win them. Especially before this veto, he's going on a 2 veto win streak. So I think personally the smarter move would have been to put another comp beast up there. Have 3 pawns, Mickey. Have 3 different pawns. Because now you're ensuring 3 people are playing for veto, all of the nominees, that you're playing for veto as the HOH, and then you have 2 randos. You just gotta hope and pray those 2 randos that get picked are not Keanu. And if you get house guest choice, any of the 4 house guests up there already, the 3 noms in the HOH, they're not going to pick Keanu because the whole goal is to get Keanu out. So you need to rob Keanu of the chance of getting veto. So that was a mistake in my mind if she's truly gunning after Keanu. And if we didn't know how good he truly was at some of these competitions, then okay, didn't know he was going to win. But you're giving him an opportunity to win, and he might very well do that. And then we have our 3rd nominee by Mickey's hand, which is Kelly. Shocker.
Who saw that coming?
Whoa, Kelly on the block again.
Well, that's the thing.
Oh my
you
God,
say like
no.
putting Keanu up is a bad move because like he's a comp piece. I want to get him out. No, I think it's just safe for the house. It's safe amongst all the house guests to just always put up Kelly and Keanu.
Right.
Guess
it doesn't
what?
agitate anyone.
Unless
they're on the bottom.
Unless HOH is Kelly or Keanu next week, both of them are going to be up again. It's just going to happen.
Which is why we should be trying to get either of them out.
Sure.
At this point. So she's upset. She's being like, it's so hard. It's my birthday. And I'm very sad that I'm on the block again. How did I get here?
I shouldn't be defending her at all. I'm so stupid. I just look like a fool. It's really embarrassing, dude. It's really cringe. I feel bad for her, like it seems like she's just got good energy. She just wants to play and like be good to other people, but holy shit, we gotta be adults about this too, right? It is just a game.
Yeah, I mean, week 4 in the Big Brother house, she finally decides to stop self-nomming, and it backfires on her. And her and Mickey have a conversation where Kelly is basically like, listen, Mickey, I will do literally whatever you want. You want me to get up there, play veto and not use it? I won't use it. You want me to vote a certain way? I'll vote a certain way. I'll do whatever you want me to do. Please just don't put me on the block.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the only move she has is just to beg, right? Beg on her knees.
Sure. That's completely fine. But what is not fine is after the veto is played, or right before the veto is played, Mickey comes to Kelly and is like, hey, so like you're not going to use the veto, right? If you win. And Kelly's like, no, that is not what we agreed on. We agreed on that my ass would not be sitting on this block and that if I played veto, then I would not use it. I never said that I would not use the veto if I won it and was on the block. And Mickey's just like, are you kidding me?
Gall.
The audacity of Mickey.
Announce to your 2 pawns that you are making them pawns to put them up, and then expect them. It's like, and then expect them to not use the power of veto on themselves when they go up. She says the same thing to Keanu. That is unheard of.
No, to Rylie.
Or to Rylie. Yes, to Rylie. Fuck. I'm too upset.
I'm
getting
He's
names
too
wrong.
hot, too heated.
I couldn't believe what I was seeing.
He's turning into a red little lobster man over there, getting all upset.
I'm red.
Yeah, she tells Rylie, if I were you and I won the veto, I want to use it because you don't know who I'm going to put up. Threatening to put up Kat, basically. She knows Kat is his vice and she's using that against him.
Smart.
Applaud. Good job, Mickey, because you're making a lot of sloppy moves lately. So that one was at least a good one. Her trying to manipulate Rylie into not using the veto, which he wasn't good. I truly think if Rylie won the veto, that he wouldn't have used it because he was too scared to Kat, because there was a live feed clip from earlier in a couple weeks ago where he is having a one-on-one conversation with Kat. Neither of them were being talked about to put on the block, but he's having a conversation with her like, hey, if you're ever in a situation where I can save you with the veto, I'm not going to use it, or I'm going to use it on you instead of myself. Like, I have your back no matter what.
It's wild, man. I mean, that's one way to play it. We've seen people play like that before. How often does that lead to true success, though?
You have to be selfish. You have to find a moment to be selfish. And he's there. He needs to remember why he's there is to win $750,000. Plain and simple. Get the girl after.
I mean, right now, if they had a final two, she has, I think, a better case to win, right? Because she could just stand up there in front of the jury and say, Rylie did everything I told him to.
Yeah, but people do not like Kat.
That's true. I mean, I forget sometimes that it can be just as much a popularity contest as it is actual like gameplay analysis.
Yeah, she can be her name. She can be catty.
Dude,
she can be a little catty.
I mean, I don't see anyone throwing her positive vibes besides Rylie and Lauren.
And Lauren's kind of just there because that's where she started up and is like, And speaking of Lauren, exactly. That's how much.
You fucking got me. I was like, what does she have that I don't about Lauren?
Absolute jack shit.
I was like,
because
what did I
Lauren,
leave off the show sheet?
Lauren was barely on. She was HOH, coming off of HOH last week. She was barely on anything this series this week. So whatever. Snooze fest is happening over there.
I think we got one shot of her celebrating with Zach and Vince once Jimmy gets put up, but we'll get to that later.
So then we go into the veto, which Keanu is, Vince says he's like a serial killer, like Michael Myers stalking on that game board. He's kind of crushing it.
He takes himself very seriously in these comps, and I think you kind of have to. I mean, his life is truly on the line. I think that than anyone else in the game. It's interesting to see him play some of these more, what's the word I'm looking for?
Strategic, memory-based,
calculated moves, right? He's clearly agile. He was jumping all over the balance beam comps, but he can also be very like light and deliberate and direct, and we kind of saw that in the heist challenge.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was also veto, right?
Yeah.
So I like watching him play these comps, and I like the confidence and it's overconfidence for sure, but I like that he brings that type of energy. You know, we get into who is Keanu, and I forget he is, among other things, he's a D&D guy. He is into role-playing games. He's used to playing characters. And so I'm trying to figure out what on Big Brother is the character that Keanu, has a character sheet for versus his actual persona coming into the game. I can't figure out if him being an aggressive asshole is him or, whatever mage he thinks he's playing. I guess it would be like a barbarian or something. But same thing. When he's being tender with Mickey, who is that? Is that the character or not? Or is he just completely lost in who he's trying to be in this house? I feel like we haven't quite gotten to an answer yet.
Well, playing the character is also Rachel. She stokes the fire. She is there playing a reality TV personality. And people can't forget that. Rachel gets a lot of heat for being, rude or mean or whatever. But actually, she is pretty seemingly down to earth when you see her interacting intimately on live feeds with each individual house guest. She's letting Will hold court, asking him questions about his life and really talking about people coming up to her in malls and being like, oh, is that Rachel? And she'll invite them over. Let's come get a picture. Let me talk to you. Like, she seems to actually be genuinely a good person, but she's really putting on this, Devil Wears Prada front right now. Yeah. And she gets picked from the veto by
Keanu, right? I think Keanu chooses her, doesn't she?
No, he doesn't.
Or is it Kelly?
It's Kelly.
Kelly, one of the two.
Kelly basically, it's Kelly. It's Kelly. She basically sells her soul to the devil by picking Rachel because she's like, who's my best bet? Rachel Rylie, who
Yeah.
are not even working together, and I actively want Rachel out. So
Well, that's another example of like Kelly has really there are no moves to be made. She is just
No.
kind of getting knocked around, hoping that it's not her head.
yeah, and I loved seeing Rachel and Keanu go up against each other in head-to-head at this final round of the veto because of the HOH competition earlier in the week that
Right.
played out. Just them being like
poetic.
weird. It's very poetic. And Keanu wins, and the whole house is
Absolute silence. We joked about how
Nothing.
quiet it was when they announced that
nothing.
Kelly won the BB Blockbuster last week, and they found out that it was going to be between Adrian and Will. Like, there was like a little bit of fake, one clap, fake cheers,
Barely.
hooray, actual complete silence when Keanu wins the power of
Because
veto.
the assignment of the other 5 veto players was to not let Keanu win.
5 of them
And they
fucked up.
They done fucked up.
It's amazing. I love seeing like real devastation go across everyone's
yeah.
face. No one's looking at each other. Everyone's looking at the ground or looking at the ceiling.
Like is this real life? Is this real life that just happened? Keanu won for a 3rd time in the row. We will never get this guy out. And Keanu's pissed.
And like obviously it's awkward and it's like a little hurtful, right?
Absolutely.
Like you think that you're at least having. You see on the live feeds, like they have moments together.
They have
Everyone in the
human
house,
moments.
we're just whether you're bullshitting about life, whether you're cracking jokes, or having like a real like personal moment with someone. Everyone in the house has those moments with everyone else, but that like really
But don't forget.
seems different in this situation.
Don't forget, this is the same man that stood up in front of the entire house the week prior and said, I'm going to come for every single one of you and pick all of you off. So
I think he did like the finger gun, which is
not
not a
great.
good look, dude.
And I'm like, of course I wouldn't cheer for you when you just were
Right.
kind of coming at literally everyone in the house. So he goes up to Ava, who is hosting the veto competition. He goes, I believe you have a prompt to read. And
Dude.
she lights up.
It's the moment of the week.
She fucking ignites his ass. Don't you talk to me like that just because I dress like this, just because I look like this. You do not have the audacity to talk to me like that. And I was like, girl, get it. Because she can sit there and be goofy and silly and slip and spit her drink out and fall and crack bowls of popcorn open. But she is making some subtle game moves we saw
Right.
with Vince and Zach manipulating the Adrian vote. And then she speaks up for herself.
Yeah.
And I was applauding her the whole time. I think, she was probably shocked that Keanu won, but also that no one was saying anything. And she was like, what am I supposed to do as the host?
Well, let's walk it back a little bit. At the beginning of the comp, when they're all coming into the room, Ava eats total shit. And I feel so bad.
so
She
much
goes
shit.
down so hard, but they're all excited, right? Everyone runs into the room when the comp begins.
Yeah.
What she doesn't see is that there's like a drop off on the
Ledge.
platform. Like, there's a ledge that everyone else stands on, and then there's the actual platform for the comp. She doesn't see that ledge. And she goes down, and she goes down hard, and obviously, like, she laughs it off. Everyone's laughing about it in the DR, but like that's still really embarrassing.
Yeah.
Like, you just tripped in front of the whole country. That's an embarrassing moment.
I don't know if she's embarrassed by it, though.
But you're vulnerable in that moment.
Yeah.
Like, whether you're embarrassed or
She
not.
was cracked her head open. Of course
yeah,
she's vulnerable.
But even if you can laugh it off, like, that's still vulnerability that probably sticks with you for however long the comp goes on for. It can't have been like more than an hour, right?
Yeah.
Probably less, right? I mean, they move through those steps really quickly. So of course you're not gonna take that shit, and you shouldn't take that shit either way. I mean, regardless of whether she had fallen or not, she should be standing up for herself. And I don't think that this impacts her game in any way. We talk about how people have their moments and then they're looked at differently in the house. I mean, if she wasn't going to speak for herself, it better have been someone else in the house.
Oh,
check
Rachel
his ass.
Rylie
Yeah.
would have checked his ass
Yeah.
because she checked Kat's ass earlier, and she's gone toe to toe with Keanu before. But no, I think that gave her a little bit of street cred in the Big Brother house, and I think to her advantage, right? Like, she's not just some silly little, goofy girl in the corner. She actually, is a person and is gonna stick up for herself, and she's not gonna let you had the biggest guy in the house physically going after the smallest girl in the house. Physically,
It's a bad look, dude.
not
it's
great.
A really
and
bad
also
look.
she was never against actively working against Keanu.
Yeah.
Now she is.
Again, she's like the one person that I feel like hasn't made a negative move towards anyone in the house,
Right.
whether verbally or in like gameplay, and he done fucked up.
Well, he pulls her aside afterwards, and I just, I hate it. I hate it. Whenever the aggressor is now playing the victim, like Ava was the one that should have been crying in that moment on paper. She should have been like, Keanu, I don't understand what I did to you for you to do that. And he should have been consoling her and being like, I'm so sorry that I treated you like that. Instead, this man starts crying.
Yeah, it's very manipulative.
It's so manipulative. It is like, you know, it's giving like, yeah, just like, I don't want to say it because I don't want to categorize him as this stereotype, but like it was not it. I'm sure a lot of women have seen that stereotype be played out before, and they've had to console a man crying about something that they did to them. I hated it. I lost all respect for Keanu in that moment. You got to stand on business. You have to say, I'm so sorry. I fucked up. Please forgive me. Grovel, beg on your knees, but also console her. You don't get to cry, Keanu. You don't.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, not in that situation. And like, I think you can tell that the game has an effect on everyone.
Yeah.
And it's been sort of, it's come out in smaller doses before that like, he is feeling the pain of being everyone's target in the house, being the person that everyone's whispering, oh, fuck that guy. I hope he doesn't come in here. You know, every time we see him on the live feeds, they are waiting for him to leave the room.
Yeah.
And like, that kind of sucks, right? Like, it sucks to be in that position when there is no outlet. There's nowhere to escape to. There's nowhere to absorb yourself into aside from maybe a game of pool or just do a dead man's float in the fucking hot tub. But
he got himself there.
Yeah, he did.
He dug his own hole. He got into tiff after tiff. So I feel zero sympathy for people not wanting to be around him. You did that to yourself, dude.
Yeah.
And now you're being an asshole to literally the nicest, sweetest person in the whole house. Bad look on you.
Yeah.
Bad look.
You have to understand that what happened in the comp room was an emotional outburst. You need to take that into consideration and really think about how you want to address it with Ava after the fact. Because what basically happens is he just has another emotional outburst.
Yeah.
It's just a different type
and
of
she
emotion.
stands her ground again.
And that was really cool. I thought that was impressive.
She can stand her ground against him in front of the entire house, and she can also do it in private. So I applauded that. And I was clapping for Ava this whole week. I'm like, yes, girl, I want to see you start playing. You're starting to play, and you're standing your ground, and you're not letting the biggest guy in the house basically bully you.
Well, and this is something that hopefully he can learn from, right? Like she gave him grace. She didn't console him. She didn't baby him, but she explained her situation, how she felt about it. And it's like, all right, dude, take that and use it. Use that not just in your game, but like how you're just treating people around you. You don't think that's going to happen? I'm not saying it will happen. I'm just saying he should.
No, not gonna happen. No chance in hell Keanu's learning from anything in week 4 of Big Brother, and he's on the block 3 weeks in a row and is fighting for his life.
I think
he's
it's
not
telling.
Learning. He's in survival mode. He's not learning anything.
We haven't seen, and I'm not saying that this didn't happen, but like we didn't see him talk about it with any other player in the game. And if that's true, then that's really telling. Like, no one even came to him to explain, like, hey, man, like, this is what you did wrong, and I would really reapproach this. Like,
no one wanted to celebrate him, so they weren't going to go and talk to him afterwards. Like, and again, maybe we don't know. We don't know. We
saw people treat Angela with more grace, right? Where it's like,
you just love Angela. You name drop Angela.
Don't
every
say
single
I love Angela. I love talking about Angela.
You're a big Kelly fan, and you're a big Angela fan.
I'm not a big Angela fan, but like when she had some crazy fucking attacks and outbursts, some folks gave her the benefit of the doubt and sat down. And I'm not saying that Keanu deserved that. I'm not saying that Angela deserved that. But it's just like she had people willing to talk through it with her. He doesn't have anyone who's even willing to like break that down. And that's just it. The future is dark.
He kind of finds moments with certain people, though. But I don't feel bad for him. I think he's being an asshole. And good luck, Keanu, for playing the rest of the game like this. You're fucked.
So, of course, he brings himself off the block. And then it is really this crazy swarm of people
it's go
running
time.
in
It's
and
go
out
time.
of the HOH room. I think more than we've seen thus far on the show. And we spent a lot of time over the weekend on the live feeds. And Mickey was exhausted. She was tired of people coming up and talking to her. She was rolling her eyes, especially when Ashley was coming into the room, which I thought was funny.
Yeah, it was funny.
I don't think that they have like a true alliance. I think that Ashley's a floater to people that she feels closer to.
Yeah.
And ultimately, we're sitting in the room, and it's Ashley, Mickey, Morgan, Will, and Rachel.
Yeah.
I don't know if Morgan's there, but Will and Rachel are definitely there. And Rachel throws out Vince. That's like an actual move, right? Because this started to come out in public last week. Vince has made alliances with everyone in the house. He is playing all sides, and it got away from him. And
Kelly's trying to
really
pull his pants down and show his ass a little bit.
Seriously.
When she tried to throw Vince under the bus to Zach, when she was like, hey, Zach, Vince and I have a final 2, which I don't get why Zach in that moment wouldn't be like, I would love to have seen a DR of Zach being like, I also have a final 2 with Vince. Weird.
Yeah. Yeah, that we haven't really seen like a direction for Zach yet. He's also playing a lot of different sides, by the way. I mean, we see Zach very friendly with everyone in the house besides like maybe Rachel.
Yeah, a fucking love square he's in right now. Between
yes, that's true.
Ashley, Ashley. I know people who aren't watching the live feeds don't know this, but Ashley kind of has a thing for Zach. Morgan very clearly has a thing for Zach, and Zach's like, I don't want any of y'all, but I'm gonna still lead you on to maybe better my position in the game,
Sure.
or also that's how I move through life. He's after Lauren.
I'm going to pursue the woman who would just give me the best nap I've ever had as soon as we start hanging out. I mean, blissful sleep. That soft voice just saying nothing at all. Nothing interesting.
Here's my impression of Lauren.
I love you. that's
Yeah.
That's Zach. So
yeah.
This gets back to Vince, that he's being considered because Vince is tight with Morgan. Morgan is going to come to a crossroads, I think, very soon.
And she's going to choose Vince. She's going to choose Vince and Zach.
So interesting. I think that is it, too, because I think there's going to be some big fallout from the way that Mickey handled HOH.
No one liked it.
What does Vince do? Vince panics. He realizes, okay, I've got to draw some lines. I've got to really solidify. Like I said, I've got to invest in the valuable weapons. I've got to drop the fucking the low damage.
He goes,
low
Jimmy made a Final Four with us.
Exactly. I mean, that's exactly what he does.
Jimmy's in a Final Four. I'm a part of it, but I'm letting you know Jimmy's in a Final Four.
Because we also got that at the very beginning of the week. Adrian gets evicted. Jimmy goes into the kitchen with, or not the kitchen, the storage room with Kelly, Keanu, and Vince, and says, we need to vote together moving forward.
Not only
it's not even like a real, well, let's play the game together. It's just, we need to vote together.
A voting block is kind of what...
Like a soft alliance.
Yeah. And a flaccid alliance, if you will. And
Can you say flaccid alliance on CBS?
A flaccid alliance? Flaccid's just a word.
That's a medical term, I guess.
Yeah.
The flaccid alliance. Well, now I'm pissed that he left because we could have coined this the flaccid alliance.
But which is crazy because he had a very erect alliance with the triple threat with Mickey and Morgan. So I don't know why he would go try to make a flaccid alliance over with Keanu, Kelly, and Vince.
See, this is why we need sponsors, because this is the perfect time. Hey, Blue Chew, this is the perfect time to work an ad read into our podcast. We're fucking geniuses. Give us your money.
Any gas station dick pills, hit us up.
Yes, gas station dick pills. We'll plug them. We'll plug them all. I'll take them on the show. So Mickey,
I really got you with that.
I didn't expect that one.
The whole issue though is that Jimmy was the one to propose it. If Jimmy was sitting in a room and Keanu was the one who proposed that, then he could have been like, of course I was gonna say yes. Just was I was in a room with Keanu who said no. Jimmy was the aggregator and
Instigator.
Aggressor.
Instigator.
I can't talk. Can we cut that?
He was the mastermind. No, we'll leave it in.
Come on. Matt's the one who controls the audio and video. So
I'm going for under 2 edits, and we already have one.
I'm sorry.
That's the one edit for the show.
Okay, I'm sorry.
So Morgan has two options pitched from two different sides of the house, which is...
You mean Mickey? Which it was basically Morgan's HOH.
That's
so that
really fair.
That Freudian slip is kind of funny there.
Mickey and Morgan, Morgan and Mickey. Mickey has two options as a replacement nominee for Keanu, pitched from either side of the house. Rachel and crew wants Vince up. Vince, speaking, I think, in the interest of several other people, including Morgan, including Zach, says, no, put Jimmy up. This is a time to get Jimmy out, which we've already danced around that on this show. When is the right time to get him out? Because he's not just sowing chaos. He is lying to everyone in the house. He is playing all sides. That's why he couldn't be mad. He's doing exactly what they accuse him of doing.
Absolutely.
He got busted.
And don't forget, Keanu comes up to Mickey in the HOH room and also corroborates the story that Vince tells her.
Right.
So she's like, okay, two people in this 4-person alliance, this Flaccid alliance, are coming to me telling me that Jimmy is the one who made it. We're supposed to be tight in a triple threat, which they didn't really know that. So that was just happened to be good for them in that sense. And don't forget too, Kat is also in the mix. They did not really show it on the show, but Mickey was very, very, in the beginning of the renom talk, was very gung-ho on having Kat as a replacement. And we had to turn the TV off on live feeds. We watched Rylie sit up there in the HOH room and beg and plead with Mickey, kissing her rings, kissing her knuckles. Please don't put my girlfriend up. Please,
we get maybe 15 seconds of it in the Wednesday episode. It was in
so
episode
quick.
12. And it's if you want to go back, it's when he says something like, "I'll protect you, Mickey. I'll protect you with my life." 45 minutes of him talking in circles. She clearly just wants to go to bed. It was like fucking 2 a.m. here in Virginia, which means it was like past 11 in California where
she was
this is
tired,
happening.
yeah.
She wants to go the fuck to sleep. And Rylie just keeps talking. But what was interesting is she never ended the conversation.
No.
She perpetuated that conversation. She kept it going. They talked a lot of game. Now, Rylie kept repeating himself, and it was clear that
over and over again. This negative feedback loop constantly that he was going on.
He was desperate. He also assured her protection with Catherine, which I'm very interested to see if that actually plays out or not.
Which, to me, in my mind, listen, you robbed Rylie of an HOH. You put him up on the block. You threatened to put his showmance on the block with him if he didn't use the veto. Guess what? If I'm Rylie next week and I win HOH for real this time, Mickey, you are going on the block because you fucking crossed me and I had to lie to your face because I needed to stay in the house.
Yeah.
And I needed Catherine out on the block. So, of course, I'm going to lie to you because you took multiple shots at me. So it's crazy to me that Morgan doesn't put Kat up because that damage is
Mickey,
already done.
Oh
my God.
You did it too.
Oh
Fuck you.
my God.
All right. Sorry.
Mickey, I was the one messing up Vince and Jimmy because they call him Vinny and Jimmy. I just kept mixing their names up. Now we're Mickey and Morgan.
We need one of them to be evicted next week so that we don't have to keep making these mistakes.
Exactly. So if you could do that for our podcast, that would be great.
Yes. Two players that we are generally fans of that we like seeing in the game. It's going to be way easier to do our podcast if one of them is out of the house.
Yeah, but basically Rylie is just, begging and pleading on Kat's behalf. And Kat goes up and also talks to Mickey and weasels her way out of it. So yeah, now
an impressive escape because the way that it looked in that uncut conversation on the live feeds, we thought Catherine was cooked.
Oh, absolutely.
Really impressive that
because
they worked that out.
She was laying it out to Rylie why Catherine would be going up, and it's because Catherine is not showing her any love. They don't talk game. They don't really overlap socially in the house. So she's like, I have no reason to believe that Kat isn't coming from me.
But here's the thing. She does not have any ties to Kat.
No.
She doesn't really have any ties to Vince either. She does have deep ties to Jimmy. They have the triple threat, the final three. But 2 weeks ago, Jimmy puts up Will and Amy and burns Mickey and Morgan. That was the beginning of the end for his game.
And he doesn't include them in his nominations. Now, not saying that your HOH needs to be controlled by other people, but to placate everyone involved in your alliance. What do you think?
Well,
Let's come to this decision together, even if you have to manipulate it into making it seem okay with nominating those people.
It goes a step further. They said, don't put up Will. He put up Will. I mean, he straight up ignored their input, which, you have to at least have a better explanation, which I think Jimmy didn't have one at all. He just said, I'm going to do it.
Yeah, and
this is safe for me.
Jimmy also wasn't clued in on the power the power that Mickey had.
Right.
She only told Morgan out front, and then she came and told Ashley and Rachel, still didn't tell Jimmy. Jimmy was shocked that it was Mickey when she stood up and revealed to the house. So their relationship is already rocky, but she finally pulls the trigger and she puts up someone who was not coming for her. He may have been messy. He may have been trying to play both sides a little bit, but I don't think he was ever going to put up Mickey.
I don't think so either.
And he wasn't going to put up Morgan.
No.
I truly think in his exit interview, he said he was going to ride or die with triple threat.
Ride into the sun, yeah.
Yeah, and they just...
So you think that she duffed it? You think that this was a huge mistake for her?
Yeah, I do.
Because that's what Rachel is saying. That's what Jimmy said. The rest of the house seemed pretty stoked to get Jimmy out. And I think everyone knew that Jimmy was playing all sides. But I guess if you know someone's lying, then you don't have to really give them the time of day. You can just always disregard them. Jimmy could have become the new Kelly. Where it's just like, whatever, we'll put him up every week. Like, no one's going to take what he says seriously. He can fight for his life, or just like a non-threat. Yeah. Right? Like, until, I guess the bigger concern is like, if Jimmy wins HOH again, who's he going to put up now? Because he is playing all sides. So I think that's where like the defensive moves comes in of putting up Jimmy. But like,
listen,
here's the thing is, by design, Mickey does not confront Jimmy about this until right before the veto meeting, which
she
was
makes him squirm in the last like 2 minutes before veto.
Well, I was stressed watching it because I just want to say the performance of Morgan and Mickey getting ready minutes before the veto
and not
competition,
giving him the time of day
it was like
sit him down, look him in the eye, and have a genuine conversation with him.
I'm just saying, watching the two of them fly around the bathroom in the HOH room getting ready, they had like 3 different outfits on in 5 seconds. It was like watching an episode of The Bear, honestly.
Oh, hey, by the way, you're going on the block. Okay, bye.
Right. She's like running her mic through her shirt, like Morgan's putting on deodorant, and she just goes, "Hey, you're one of the names that came up the most this week. I just want and Jimmy doesn't really have anything to say.
His
which
mouth
is crazy.
drops. And he puts on chapstick.
Yeah.
He's like, what the fuck am I hearing right now? Are you kidding me?
I just think that he had a chance to say something, and it may not have mattered, but you didn't have a chance to say anything. Yeah, because
it was
you're
a true blindside.
You're so blindsided. You're like, no fucking way. And then 30 seconds later, you're sitting on that couch.
Yeah, and you're like, how did I get here? I have no idea who manipulated.
When I was watching it in real time, I said, oh, this is crazy. I mean, the drama is great. And it's a really interesting decision to announce this to him right before he goes up. But at the same time, I think it probably worked against her game in the long run.
Yeah. I mean, I think Mickey was truly doing like Morgan and Vince's bidding by getting Jimmy out. I think Morgan definitely turned on him, and she got Mickey to turn on him, and Vince weaseled his way or ratted his way. He ratatouille'd his way into controlling some of Mickey's, HOH a little bit. And we had the BB blockbuster, and Rylie wins kind of by a landslide.
Yeah.
Yeah, landslide.
He sinks. It's the balance board, like the ball on the balance maze. He sinks the 3 to win. Jimmy sinks 2. Kelly gets 1.
Yeah.
Kelly's worst performance in one of these comps yet, by the way.
And Jimmy was nowhere close to getting that third one in. It was a true landslide for Rylie. Again, Rylie had such a tumultuous week. Don't forget, he was on the wrong side of the vote. He won HOH. He got put on the block. He got it stolen from him. He got put on the block. He got his girlfriend threatened to be put on the block. And then he wins the BB blockbuster, and he is safe on eviction night. And he was like, oh my God, thank God.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God.
It's crazy that he got out of this unscathed.
Yeah.
Really? Do you think it's luck, or do you think that he just he played well enough? I mean,
he played well
enough. The way
enough.
that he campaigned with Mickey was really impressive. We talk about how like Mickey and Morgan,
he went to work,
are still, I feel like we thought that they were splitting last week. I wouldn't say that they're splitting, but it's a little weird because Morgan had such allegiance to Vince and really pulled for Mickey to put up their final 3 ally.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
And
really interesting.
Don't forget, in that same breath of her putting up Vince, not only is she, oh my God, I did it again. I'm glad one of them is out so I can stop doing it. Not only did she put up Jimmy, gosh, this must be terrible to listen to.
I would assume that everyone is just as
me
confused as we are.
Not correctly naming people here. It was just as bad of move for Mickey to put up Jimmy, to backstab him, because it also jeopardized her relationship with Rachel.
Yes.
Don't forget, she looped Rachel in to help her pull off her blindside.
Yeah.
Rachel
operating like true allies.
Could you imagine if Rachel knew how this week was going to play out, that Jimmy was going to go? Could you imagine Rachel going to Rylie, and after Mickey tells her, hey, I have that hidden power, I need you to help me pull this off. Could you imagine Rachel just walking up to Rylie and being like, it's Mickey.
I mean, that would have...
She just told me she wanted me to cover it up. It's Mickey. Point her out. Because guess what? Jimmy would not have gone home this week.
No, Mickey would have gone home.
Mickey
I think
if she didn't win.
Riley points her out. I mean, yeah, I mean, she would, I guess, have a chance to take herself off the block. But if she didn't, I think it'd be a pretty easy house vote, because everyone's like, she didn't tell us that she had this power.
So Rachel,
we don't trust her. Her allies may not trust her. Like, she would maybe have 4 votes and you needed 6 this week.
Rachel had an indirect hand of getting one of her number 1 allies out of this house, and that's got to burn. What do you do if you're Rachel? You sit in it? You cry about it?
That's
like,
what we saw right as the credits were rolling. She's sitting there with Keanu crying.
Of all people.
I mean, that's the thing. Where does she have to go? She's
Ava.
got this final 2 with Ava, the master player, right? Ava, who I swear to God is fucking eavesdropping on Rylie and Catherine. They're about to kiss outdoors on the lounge chairs, and then it cuts to Ava swinging back and forth in this hammock like a child.
Yeah.
And it's funny, right? And it falls in line with her putting on sunglasses and playing around with the boxing gloves.
I forgot about
her clumsily, falling down in the competition room, breaking a bowl of popcorn, knocking the hammock over. I think she is playing dumb. And I think she is on this hammock being silly Ava, because she's earned the trust of everyone that she's silly Ava, and she's trying to figure out, what are Rylie and Catherine saying? What is their actual end game? Because I know how everyone else is in this house, so I want to figure out what they're all about too.
Well, also don't forget that she was the person who entered the Big Brother house with the second most followers on Instagram, right behind Keanu. She had like over 90K.
Yeah.
So she is a performer. She knows how to talk. She knows how to be silly, goofy, get people to like her, right? She has all these followers, something that a lot of other people in the house don't have or didn't have when they entered the house, minus Keanu. So I think she knows how to play a social game, and that's what she's playing.
Yeah.
And if she has opportunities to sprinkle these strategic moments throughout her game, and to be able to point and be like, yeah, the reason the Adrian vote went the way it did was because of me, because I let Vince and Zach know. And that was the reason. I think if she's able to constantly have these little things and get in people's ear, she has a super compelling case to win this game, because she is very likable.
Reminds me of T-Core from last season.
Sure, yeah.
T-Core had a similar game, and then it eventually got blown up kind of as the alliances started to form. And, by then, like, I think we were in jury already.
Oh, yeah.
And so I wonder what Ava would need to do differently to make sure that she doesn't end up in that same situation as T-Core. And I think that was just like a very, like, once Tucker became who he was, like really like established himself as this person who was running this house, like the true alliances, the lines were drawn. You were either Team Tucker or you were Team Get Tucker Out. T-Core was Team Tucker. And then so we just started whittling away at that alliance once Tucker was out of the house.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it just depends on how public Ava is with her alliances through the rest of the game, until you get down to maybe like final 5. I
mean, I think right now everyone's looking at her like a good jury member, because
Absolutely.
She's fun, and like they think, they have her on her side. So I hope she makes it past, the first few weeks of jury once they get there. But
yeah, me too.
Jimmy really fights for his life. He's going to Vince and he's like, listen, man, hear me out. If you vote against me, you're going against Rachel.
Smart.
You don't want to be on Rachel Riley's bad side. And he really tries to play that with Vince, and it looks like Vince is thinking about it a little bit, but ultimately it's this landslide vote against Jimmy by a vote of 9-2. Jimmy, you're evicted from the Big Brother house.
Brutal.
But not before a Big Brother first. That's right. You heard it here. Big Brother first happened tonight.
Well, let's walk it back just a minute.
Okay.
Because the BB blockbuster happens, right? Rylie takes himself off. They announce that we have a bigger cheer for Rylie winning than Kelly got last week. Still not a huge one, though.
Not as big as when Adrian won the week prior.
Right, because people are scared.
Yeah.
People are scared of what could happen if Jimmy is the final, part of the final two on the block, because everyone is scared of Rachel, or at least they don't want to take the heat in that moment. It gets announced that Rylie wins. Rachel gets right down to business. We're doing the hugs. Rachel is walking up to every house guest
Going into
whispering,
everyone's ear.
Kelly, we're voting Kelly. Kelly, right? We're going to vote Kelly, right? And she's trying to make eye contact. And I realize people aren't making eye contact with her. People are trying to pull away from her.
People are questioning her too. I don't think it's
right.
I don't think so. And she's
so,
no, we have the votes. We have the votes.
Right.
It's gonna be Kelly. It's gonna be Kelly.
And so she's doing all this campaigning. And then of course the votes begin. And that's when we get something that's never seen before on the show.
Let me clap to production by having Rachel go in the DR and cast her vote to evict Kelly, and then have Ashley come in as the very next person. Ashley comes in, she has no idea what to do. The cameras are lingering on her and Rachel in the hallway. What do I do? And Rachel's like, you have to try. We can't be scared. We have to try to vote to evict Kelly. She's holding strong in faith. And I don't know if it was delusion or if she actually, knew that Jimmy was going to go out and she was just fighting tooth and nail. But she goes in there, tells Ashley to vote for Kelly. She says, I cast my vote to evict Kelly. And then Will walks in and Will goes, what are we doing? And she goes, Rachel and I just voted to evict Kelly. And he's like,
Will throws his hands up.
He's like, what do you mean?
What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah. And then Ashley runs back in the DR, basically keeps her butt in the doorway. And is like, no, sorry. I vote to evict Jimmy.
Yeah.
And Julie's like, no, you don't. You casted your vote to evict already. You already did that.
It's like, oh, my hand was still on the page. I didn't turn the page.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
That's a first, right? Now, is it a first for people talking game and strategy in the hallway?
No. That happens. That happens.
Okay.
But that was a very long conversation in the hallway. I haven't seen a long one like that in a while. Usually it's what do we do? Oh, Kelly. Okay, Kelly. And then you go in. But
because they, at one point, obviously, in between all the votes, we go back to Julie's audio while we see.
She's like,
because here's the process is you go into the DR, you vote, you cast your vote, and then we cut to the hallway outside of the house where Julie says, okay, and here comes Will, and this is Will's story. How is he going to vote? Will he vote to? And so we cut to Julie's audio for that. We cut out of Julie's audio to go back to the house audio because we're trying to figure out. Production is like, wait, what the fuck's going on? We need to figure out what Rachel is saying right now.
Yeah.
And then of course, we get this second back and forth with Will, and Will sticks with the plan. He votes to evict Jimmy. But not before and obviously we only see one side of the DR, but Ashley walks in and she's yelling. It looks like she's yelling into a table. No, I take it back. I vote to evict.
No, I fucked up.
She's talking like someone's grandparent talking into a speakerphone. I mean, that's what she looks like. You say that she's confused, that she, is trying to weigh all the options. I think she's just really bad at the game because she lets Rachel rattle her and then she lets Will rattle her. And she has this moment of just true, she's just inept. I mean, she's flippant. She is unable to make a decision. And this game is all about decisions. It's a bad look for Ashley. I don't have a lot of confidence in her game moving forward. And I already didn't to begin with. I mean, like I said, she really seems like she's a floater. Yeah.
And
I
she's
don't
grabbing
know,
onto
Ashley.
her Rachel Riley life vest,
Yeah.
her Rachel Riley branded life vest
Yep.
right now.
Yep.
And yeah, and then at the end, you know, Mickey's trying to be like, who are the two votes? Who are the two votes? Which I'm like, dude, let Jimmy get out of the house first.
Yeah.
You know, his body's still warm here. And it cuts to Ashley, and Ashley's kind of like,
I don't know. It could be anyone.
to be fair, I don't know if she knew which way she voted. I don't think she knew that her vote
True.
against Jimmy counted
Yeah.
or not, because she didn't hear audio from Julie saying no. We as the audience heard it.
Yeah.
But I don't think Ashley heard it because her butt was already out the door again.
So Will sees this go down. He sees Ashley's weird fucking moment.
So he
of
probably
back and forth.
Will probably knows it's Ashley is the second
Right.
that vote.
I want to know if Will is going to tell anyone else about that, because he's tight with Ashley.
Yeah.
He's compared her to his daughter before. He wants to keep playing with her. If he's smart and just a good friend, he won't tell anyone about that. But I do think that this could easily be used against her in the future if he needs a reason for it. And if she's smart, she won't tell a soul that she flubbed the way that she did.
She should keep shrugging. I don't know. She doesn't even know how her vote was counted.
Yeah.
She's on the manhunt with the rest of them, being like, who was the second person? Was
Now,
it me? I don't know if it was me. I don't know if my vote counted.
We know that Rachel is going to confront her. And that's what I'm excited.
You voted, right?
That's what I'm excited to see,
Yeah.
because she's also going to confront Will and Morgan probably.
Yeah,
right?
Rachel's
Because
squirming.
she thought that they were voting together. So I can't wait to see that confrontation. It's got to be at the top of next week.
And yeah, and so Jimmy gets evicted. You know, he takes it on the chin. He has his little one-liner as he's going out of the house. Love that. And he said something that kind of resonated with me as a Big Brother watcher and kind of like, you know, someone who's really in the world. He says, Mickey's perception defined my intentions, which is dangerous in this game.
He is very well spoken.
He is. He was going to ride or die with the Triple Threat Alliance. And because her perception got warped by Morgan, got warped by maybe Zach, definitely by Vince, by everyone, whatever, is the reason that Jimmy's out. Is because, and it doesn't matter what your intentions are, it matters about perception. And I think, honestly, that's just so eloquent. Such is life, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, that I think is a really defining point to make about your experience personally and just what it's like to play in the game overall. I mean, that's sage advice. He clearly has a lot going on in his head as far as gameplay goes. Like, I want to know, and maybe Julie will do a more extended interview with him. Like, I want to know really what was his end game, trying to figure that out with Vince and Kelly and
He was
Keanu.
button mashing one-liners. That was
Right.
his end game.
Yeah, I mean, exactly.
He wants to be a meme. He
But just,
wants
like,
to be
he seems
a sensation.
He seems so calculated and well thought on certain things. And then you're right, he's button mashing elsewhere with like some of these alliances and some of these promises and agreements. Jimmy got on my nerves, but I think he had a lot more game to play. And especially as he was getting closer with Rachel, I think that would have been fun to watch. And I think Mickey is going to have some serious remorse.
Yeah, she's gonna have
HOH.
some fallout. I think this is the season of HOH not being really good for anybody's
cursed.
games.
Yeah.
It's kind of cursed. So
Because what happened? It caused Vince to start a final two with half of the house because everyone wanted to be his friend week one. Jimmy broke his alliance, his final three. That was when the crack started, is when he put up other allies of theirs. And then Lauren pissed off the whole house by rehashing noms and sending someone home that everyone kind of wanted to stay.
yeah. And then now Mickey just having this super, super messy HOH.
I mean, Mickey was the one that had to draw the line in the house, but I don't think it's drawn the way that she thought it would be.
No. She put up someone and someone went home that was her true ally. And that is hard to watch. And I think she's going to pay the price for it. But
I'm still rooting for her. And I do think something that might come out of this HOH for her is a new strategic relationship with Rylie.
Mickey?
They talked so much game. She went through in that live feed. She named every person in the house, whether she trusts them or not. But like, how many options is she gonna have? Morgan's getting tighter with Vince. Then Jimmy's sent home. Ashley? Ashley's not gonna fight for you. She's gonna cling on to you for dear life. Will hasn't done much gaming either.
Yeah,
She needs to find something new, and it might be with Rylie. Now with that comes Catherine.
No, but Mickey needs to be in a place of power again to then prove that to Rylie. Because I think if Rylie has a chance between now and if Mickey does prove any allegiance to Rylie and Catherine, that he is going to take advantage of being like, you stole my HOH, you put me on the block, you threatened to put my showman. I would do that if I were Rylie. I'd be like, sit your ass up on the block, Mickey.
But we see how emotional he was with her. You don't think that he intends to stay true to his word?
You don't think this man has vengeance in his blood?
I think that he's so goo-goo for Catherine that he's not thinking about other stuff.
So goo-goo.
And so I think truly he is like deeply appreciative of, and now I'm not even saying that Mickey really listened to him. I think Mickey just decided that there was a bigger target in the house than Catherine.
Sure.
So I think that he is playing a very emotional game right now. And I do think that he feels indebted to Mickey because that's what Mickey can use to her advantage.
Maybe that's how we would play it differently is I would use that as ammo.
Oh, if we were playing together, I'd be the Rylie. I'd just be like, let's just hang out.
Yeah, because you're a big simpy boy.
Oh yeah. I mean, I want to be with the hot chick.
Yeah, you love your wife.
Yeah, exactly. I love my wife.
Big wife lover over here.
Guy.
Big wife guy.
No, if we played together, like in our current being married, we would have to lie to everyone.
Oh yeah, we would. If you and I were in that Big Brother house together, we would dominate. And this is my official plea to have Matt and I in Big Brother house together.
I mean, I think it would be awesome.
We would run circles around those people.
Well, absolutely. We run circles around other podcasts like Figuring It Out with Matt Hardiman.
Shout out.
That show is amazing, by the way.
I'm
giving it a formal endorsement on Backdoors and Blindsides. Matt from season 26 has a podcast on YouTube and Spotify. Must listen. It's a must listen.
It's so cringe and it makes me uncomfortable. I can't.
Love people doing their own podcasts.
We're moving on to our one-liner of the week. I have a few written down here. I don't know I don't know if you have any to add.
I have the one.
I have Kelly immediately after the Jimmy vote, when everyone's gathering around and mulling over what happened. She goes,
"Can I stop you? Do you have your favorite of these already picked out?"
Yes.
Can we end with that one?
Sure.
Oh, so let's start with the runners up.
Sure.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. She goes, "Can't kill this bitch." And I'm like, you're very right, Kelly. They cannot. You're just
that's so awesome.
Hanging on. You and Keanu are the cockroaches of the house, won't die. Can be in a nuclear explosion. She's still crawling around with Keanu. Then we have Ava and Keanu in the room together after veto, and she says, "Some of the people in this room threatened to take each of us out one by one."
Yeah.
That one was a funny one.
Laying it all out there. Hey man, in case you forgot.
Yeah.
you
and
put
then
yourself here.
My third one is, and not the winner quite yet, but is Keanu saying, "I believe you have a prompt to read to Ava."
Ooh.
Because that stirred up a lot of drama. But the number one quote from me, at least of the week, and maybe this is also yours, is Rachel and Kat going at it. And Kat goes, "I am sat." Yeah.
Typed out on my show sheet.
And you know, Kat was so smug when she said that.
Yeah.
Rachel says, "Sit down." And she goes, "I am sat."
It's one of those where like your hands start shaking because you know that you cooked them so good.
Oh yeah.
Man. It's the best feeling
your
in the
heart's
world.
racing a little bit. Like, I just roasted Rachel Rylie.
Yeah.
So that's the winner of the week is Kat saying, "I am sat" to Rachel Rylie and completely shutting her down. Rachel couldn't have a good comeback. And one of our final segments of the week is Julie's fit.
Yeah, Julie's fit. Was it kind of like a sparkly? It was a fun summery dress, right?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
And I
what are the thoughts? What's like the true assessment of it though?
I mean, I really think what was happening there was fire.
Okay.
Fire, absolute fire.
Anything else?
Just one little tidbit that we have forgotten to include every episode, and this happened a couple weeks ago. Just ending on a fun little moment here is we were watching Big Brother one night live, and Tucker from last season was also live watching it on his Insta stories with Joseph from last season. And Matt writes in to the story, you know, they're reading comments from everyone, and he goes, Tucker and Joseph were my favorite showmans of last season of Big Brother.
Also true. I like both of those guys a lot as just like dudes I feel like I could get down with, and also well, I like Tucker as a player. Joseph didn't play much, but yeah, I like that they were hanging out together, so I wanted to throw them some love.
You threw him some love, and they threw some love right back. What happened?
If you were watching this story, right after that comment came through, someone else said, "So true, you guys should kiss." And guess what? Just a light little smooch.
They did a little smooch on their live, and Matt was fumbling over that button trying to take that screenshot of them.
God. I didn't
and
actually
he couldn't get it, so no pics, or it didn't happen. But we instigated a kiss between Joseph and Tucker. I'm just saying, Big Brother production, I'll be on the production team or I'll be on the house guest side. We can make shit happen.
Yeah. I mean, you know, you can really pull the strings. I mean, you can really coax someone into that. And if all else fails, I'll be, you know, somewhere else in the production room. Kiss! But you and Tucker have something in common now. You're both like smooching men with mustaches.
I didn't know where you're going with that. I thought you were talking about our dog's name. But
we do share a dog named Ziggy together, and we've pointed that out to him before.
And you also gifted me a cameo from him for our last anniversary together.
Yeah,
and
we're fans of Tucker. If anyone can get him on the show, that would be sick. It seems like Joseph is just doing any podcast now, so I'm pretty confident that we could figure that out. I just need to find a good like opening line for him.
You're a big movie guy. He works at a Blockbuster.
Yeah, but do you think engaging the movie guy about movies is a quick way to like annoy him? Because I feel like that's I can't tell if he's someone that would want to be talking movies with someone or like is keeping it to himself.
You tell us, Joseph. How do you want us to interact with you in order for us to get you on our podcast? This is our formal plea. We will be making a reel, and this will be in your inbox. Please come on our podcast, Joseph.
Well, assuming that he's not already listening to this show.
Right. I mean, he probably is.
Not to come
he probably is, yeah.
All right. Well, with
Bring us home, babe.
Oh, shit. I don't have my glove. All right. Can you vamp? Just vamp.
I can't do that. Just tell who what. Can you just cut? All right. Well, you cut that part, and then I'll plug this. So you're gonna follow us on Instagram. We post reels daily. I post some little memes up there too. Sometimes get little giggles. Listen, if I'm the only person that laughs at it, that's all that matters to me. And but I think some of you also think it's funny too. And I'm also live tweeting and posting on X and on Threads. So catch me there. You know, pick your poison, either X or Threads. I post the same content on both and push it both out and see which one works. I finally kind of figured out the Twitter or the X algorithm. So
yeah, at Backdoors and Blindsides on Instagram and X. Full video episodes up on YouTube. The video episodes are back. You can catch last week's full video as well as this one. And be sure to subscribe on all those platforms as well, wherever you're getting your podcast. If
We're trying to make some money from this, baby.
Hit us with the 5 stars. Hit us with a kind review. We would greatly appreciate it. And with that, we will see you all next week in the Big Brother house. Until then, coming to you live from inside our living room, I'm Matt.
And I'm Meg.
We're Backdoors and Blindsides. Glove one another.